Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Nightmare Frames. We are on Main Street in Serena. We've been told that this guy, Tommy, can lead us to the guy who was on the journalist interview tape with Keller. What was his name? It was Patrick, I think. He's living in the forest anyway. But this guy can take us to him, and maybe we can get another lead. Let's talk to him. Hi, you Tommy?
Yeah, I'm Tommy. Tommy.
Hey, easy, don't hurt yourself.
I can never remember my last name. This is why they say I'm an idiot.
I've been told that you know where I can find...
Paul doesn't sell bait anymore.
What? Can you tell me where I can find Patrick Robinson?
Patrick can't come fishing with me. I know he'd like to, but he can't move.
Patrick Robinson, where does he live?
I actually prefer to go fishing alone.
What do you want the bait for?
For fishing. What else would it be for?
Oh, I'm asking you a very simple question, Tommy. Where can I find Patrick Robinson?
My mind is busy with the bait right now. There's no room for anything else. That's why they call me dumb.
Hey, stop it. Cut it out. I don't want you to get hurt. I can get you that bait if you want.
Really?
Of course.
Here, take this.
Can. Okay.
Fill it up to the top with worms, okay?
Okay, where can I find some worms?
Paul used to sell them, but not anymore. If I knew where to find them, I'd do it myself. That I can do.
Alright, see you around, Tommy.
Goodbye, my friend.
So, he wants worms. Where can we get worms? Oh, maybe by the river where that dead dog was? We could go have a look. There's a goose, and there's a box. Oh, God. It's suddenly become Untitled Goose Game. Geese tend to be very territorial animals, and this one in particular doesn't seem to be having a very good day. Be careful, Alan. These animals usually have very strong beaks. Okay, have I got anything... Oh! How about some bread? Good idea. But in addition to not wanting to get pecked feeding the goose, you want to keep it away from here, right? Okay. Oh, maybe use it with the river? Are you hungry? Help yourself. Alright, what's this? Metal box. Through the rust that covers the metal, you can barely make out that this is a fishing instrument. Unfortunately, corrosion has sealed the lid shut, and no matter how hard you try, you'll not be able to open it with your bare hands. Gotta wait. I was just wondering if I had any oil. I don't think I do. We could try prying it with the iron bar. You can't force the box with that. What about the pliers? You try to use the pliers to open the box, but all you manage to do is scratch it. Maybe use something more robust to open it. You remember something in the cell at the police station? Yeah. I was thinking about that device earlier. The thing that's... I can't even describe what it was. It was like some sort of... It said it intimated that it would flatten something. I couldn't quite work it out. It's not a tool that I'm familiar with. But it's this thing, whatever it is. Hand lever press. Okay, let's use it with that. Good idea, although the press is missing. Right, missing a lever. Well, how about this? The metal rod fits perfectly. You can now use the press. You place the box in the press and start turning the lever. It's open. Inside there is only a fishing line spool together with a hook of about 2 inches. Well, I imagine this is what Tommy's going to want. So I didn't get the worms there, but I think that's probably going to be something else he needs, right? So I need to think about where else we might find some worms then. I feel like I've solved a puzzle before I'd even been asked to do it. Hang on. Maybe I could use it for something. What about that teddy bear? Could I grab it with the hook now? Ah. Damn it, the line is very light, so the wind under the bridge makes it impossible to control the hook. Well, I have a solution for that too. We took this very small weight from the shop. I imagine that is going to help. I don't know why I'm grabbing this bear. Maybe it'll be full of worms. Let's have a look at it. Apart from giving off a strong chemical smell, the stuffed animal is covered with seaweed and mud. Ooh. Okay. Do you know where I can find some worms? Mr. Saxon. Yeah? I gotta go. Alright, let's leave him to it again. No worms. Agates. Might have some. Yeah, saying don't bother him. Do you see anything here I could interact with that might result in some worms? Oh, the bread was in the dog bowl, wasn't it? Okay. I don't think the interior of the church. I don't think that would get me into the office. Thank you, old teddy bear. Why did I even want that? I have no idea. Anything in my wallet that could be useful? Not really. Is there another screen over here I didn't see? Can't get in the graveyard still. What if I give this guy the manky old teddy bear? No. Please. What about this? What about this can? Cool. Artel. That. Well, he also acts as a gardener, but only from the inside. That's why the entrance to the cemetery looks neglected and overgrown with bushes and weeds. Weeds are grateful for the large amounts of water they're receiving, so they can grow even more freely. Do I use the can with that? There are no worms in this area. Using the can with something could be interesting. What if I went back and used it with the river? See something else? Railway track, yeah. Don't want to pollute the river, okay. Like a muddy puddle or a bit of ground that might indicate it's what I do. Yeah. I don't think it'll even let us back in the house. I mean, it might. You think it would be wise to search the house in case you missed something, but you're afraid to relive what you saw there. A fear that has nothing to do with old Marsh's apparition, but rather with a nagging feeling of probably losing your mind. Okay. Anything in the Gazette? What about this pile of debris? Are there any worms in there? What you want to do is not possible. Try something else. Okay, what about sticking the teddy bear in the debris? That won't do what you think it will. I mean... nothing left of any use. Really want to go inside. What happens if I do? A considerable fall down to the remains of the newspaper, and it's not wise to go back either in case other parts of the floor collapse. Anyway, now you've got what you wanted from down there, why risk it? Yeah, I mean, quite. What about if we ask the guy in the drugstore? Does he sell bait? He might know someone who does. Or where I could get them. Excuse me.
Yes, how may I help you?
I'll take a look around. Perfect. Okay, so not very useful. So Tommy was saying he used to sell bait here, but now he doesn't. Incidentally, I've lost that line thing, so that wasn't for Tommy anyway. Now I don't really think there's anywhere else on Main Street that might be useful, but can't get back down the sewers. He's not gonna have... Is he gonna... Bill Eastman, is he gonna have worms? Doubt it. Like, he's not gonna let us talk to him again. I just feel like this is the obvious place to do it, you know? But... really let me. Got the teddy bear in the water. I won't be able to wash it. What if I wash the teddy bear in the font? Is that blasphemous? Might be. I can talk to the priest at least. He might know where to find something. Your intention is to desecrate the water of the baptismal font. The most logical thing to do would not to do so in the presence of Father Adamson. Okay, so that is what we do. For some reason, I don't know why. But I know how to get rid of him. Just yank this off. Oh, again with that. I thought I'd fixed the problem. He's going to start associating that with me soon. It keeps happening. Okay, let's stick a manky old teddy bear in some holy water. Simply putting the teddy bear in the water won't be enough to wash it. You'll need something to get else to get all that dirt off. God, like what? Oh. A scrubbing brush or something, I guess, but like... where'd I find that? Let's try it before the priest comes back. I'll try, even though I know this key isn't for that, yeah. I might talk to the guy again, see if there's any new questions I can ask him. He'll be back soon, there he is. No, 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 stop it. Okay. Oh yeah, let's just talk to him. Father? Yes? Oh, no, same old, same old. Okay. Right, so we're looking for worms. We're looking for a scrubbing brush or something that could be used as one, I guess. Really annoyed I can't get in this cemetery. Let's have a look at the police station. There was like a whole like laundry room there. I wonder if there is anything in there that I missed. I won't read this again because I'm pretty sure it'll be the same text I did before. Eaten by termites, huh? Or worms? Use it with any of this stuff. Sink mirror, none of that was useful. There's nothing else over here, I suppose. Okay. What's in the water cooler? Green slimy liquid. Take it. Use the coffee. The worst coffee you've had in your life. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. I might go back to the drugstore. There might be something in there that I've missed. I assume the morgue's still not open. What if, I was going to say, what if I tried giving the teddy bear to Tommy? Does he say anything about it? He doesn't need that. Fair enough. Hey, Paul. Not interested. Magazines. Weights. I've taken the weight. That was useful. Medicines. Traditional home remedies and products from laboratories coexist on the shelf. Anything of use? You don't see anything you want to buy. Tobacco. Gum. Counter. I've done that before. With the magazines. Scary Tales. The House of the Demon. You read a paragraph. Armed with courage, Rachel reached for the doorknob. Her daughter's screams faded as the door opened. Fearful of losing her again, she pushed the door with all her might and was met again by that massive stone figure. It can't be, we broke you into 1,000 pieces. Before fainting, Rachel thought she saw a hint of a smile on his stony face. Not bad. For a moment you picture yourself at your desk writing a similar scene where the figure doesn't appear when the door is opened, and instead Rachel discovers it behind her after having unsuccessfully searched the room. Okay. Try giving the bear to Paul. He's not interested, is he? Can you fill that with worms, please? Yeah, okay. I don't think there's anything else here that's going to interest me. What's the photo? The old Main Street photograph dates back to 1936. Given how little it has changed, you could just as well have taken it 3 days ago. Take a closer look at the picture, and the only thing missing from it is the phone booth. Hardware store is not open. Don't think. I mean, it's shuttered, but I don't know if I can lift the shutter. If you manage to force the shutter open, you'll only find an old wooden table and several rusty shelves among layers of dust. That doesn't sound too promising. I don't think it's Main Street, it's not the newspaper office, I don't think it's the police station or Bill's. I'm sure on the church, it doesn't seem to be much more I can do. I can't get into the cemetery. I won't go in the house. It's got to be one of these spots. I mean, the bridge, I don't think there's anything more I can do there. Like, I can't dip the bear back in the water because I've lost the thing. Try Daggett's again, maybe. Can I try and force my way into his woodshed now? Take the axe? No. Look at the doghouse? No. Look at the pelts? No. See the puddle. Look in the window? Difficult to see. What about the dog bowl? Nothing left. Poor old Milo. Devil's Mountain. According to local legend, several women accused of witchcraft escaped from Salem and found a place to settle down in Serena. When the people learned about this, they expelled them to Mount Anderson, where they devoted themselves to worshipping the devil. None of this could be proven, but anyone from Serena would defend this version to the death. It's actually called Mount Anderson, but no one in town knows it by that name. As a matter of fact, the tendency in Serena is to rename any place or geological formation with some reference to the misfortunes that occurred at those places. Fair enough. Alright, I don't think there's anything there. It's just the piles of junk and rocks. Does he know about the bear? He's not interested in that. Oh, me oh my, I'm a little bit short on inspiration at this point. I might have to look up a solution. Won't put the bear in the water. Won't put the can in the water. I must be missing something that I've not picked up. I'm just trying to think what it could be. I'm just clicking through stuff now because I'm impatient to move on. Just switch the radio off. Bit of a jerk thing to do. Can we talk to Florence? No. Okay. Honestly, I'm just stuck. Torturing with pliers. Need worms. What about over there? He'd said about this side, but what about this side? Are there any worms here? Oh, I don't believe it. Oh my god. Okay, well, the good news is I have a full can of worms now. The bad news is that was a bit annoying. Right, Main Street, Tommy, worms. Hope you don't need a fishing spool because I lost it.
Here you go, some bait.
Oh, thanks.
I can go fishing now. I know a place where I am alone. No one insults me there or calls me a dum-dum. You seem like a nice person, like Patrick. Do you want to come fishing with me?
Well, I appreciate it, but I've got things to do.
Oh, Patrick used to be bad, you know. He would hit me and call me a dimwit. He beat all of us. But after the high school fire, he became good. Maybe because he no longer had anyone to hit. Now he behaves well with me. I read the Bible to him sometimes. Patrick became
Religious?
Yes, that. The people who believe in God don't make fun of me. They're good people. Like Patrick or Father Adamson.
I want to talk with Patrick. Can you tell me where I can find him?
Yeah, sure. He lives near the lakeshore. If you follow a small road just outside of town, you'll end up seeing his caravan. No one goes around there. Just me to give him the groceries and spend some time with him. Okay, friend. I'm going fishing. You really don't want to come with me?
No, that's all right. Have a good time.
I will.
All right. Cool. New location. Can't believe that worked. Or maybe I should have tried it sooner. Let's look around. We're looking for some kind of scrubbing implement while we're here, I think. A fiberglass virgin prays, leaning against the trailer. It's too heavy to carry. The agonizingly realistic expression of the bust of Christ makes you feel uncomfortable. Since Patrick Robinson is unable to do so, Tommy is in charge of putting fresh flowers in the vases on a weekly basis. Tommy enjoys that. The image of a bleeding heart surrounded by prickly thorns would delight the guys at Astounding FX. The poster is as firmly glued to the trailer as the old Mary Elizabeth Hellman posters are to the facades. Catholicism's fondness for such cruel and bloody images has always struck you as odd. You don't know what you saw in the newsroom of the old Serena Gazette, but it wasn't a vampire, so forget about going around armed with that crucifix. Okay. The nearly 6-foot-tall virgin seems to welcome you to Patrick Robinson's caravan. You don't see the point of carrying it around. Okay, let's knock.
Patrick! Patrick Robinson!
There's no response, but you can hear wailing through the door. Patrick? My name is Alan Goldberg. I'm, the deputy. I'm coming in, okay? Oh, doesn't look very well, does he? Patrick Robinson is squirming in pain. You notice how he unsuccessfully tries to breathe slowly between moans of pain to alleviate the torture he must be going through as he burned. Patrick, are you all right? Patrick Robinson is trying to tell you something, but the pain he is suffering from is so intense that it makes it impossible for him to communicate with you. Well, there's a first aid kit here. Due to Patrick Robinson's condition, the first aid kit may be his most prized possession. There are only bandages inside. An empty pill bottle catches your eye. Take it. Okay, I imagine I've got to go to the drugstore and get some pain medication for him or something. May I ask you a question?
How can I help you?
I have some medicine here,
Oxymeprazole, yes.
I want a bottle. Does it need a prescription?
No, it doesn't. I'm out of stock, though, I'm afraid.
Today's not my lucky day, I guess.
Few people use that drug. It's too strong. I used to order it for just 2 people. One of them was Tommy. Do you know him?
Yeah, I've been talking to him.
He said he needed it for his back pain, but he was actually taking it to that crook, Patrick Robinson. Damn it, he's supposed to be the idiot, not me. He played me for too long, but that's over now.
Are you telling me that you're refusing to sell a drug to a person who needs it? Is that legal?
I don't care if it's legal or not. This is my business, and I decide who I want to sell to. I see you're not from here. You don't know Patrick Robinson.
Actually, I've been at his place, and believe me, if anyone needs that medicine, it's him.
Did you feel sorry for that poor bastard? Don't trust appearances. He deserves to experience all the suffering in the world. Do you believe in karma? Because I do. Let him suffer. He did a lot of damage here in Serena. We'll be better off without him once he dies, writhing in agony from the pain he brought on himself. Oh.
Okay, there are medicines here. What if I use the jar with the shelf? Can I just swipe some? You scan the shells for oxymeprazole. You can't find it. There's always an additional obstacle in this game. Who's the other person he used to sell it to? Excuse me.
How may I help you?
Yeah, exactly. Who's this other person using omexiprazole?
Oh, Patricia Hellman.
Hellman? Any relation to the missing girl from years ago?
Her mother. She lives nearby at number 75 next to O'Connell's old hardware store. If she hasn't come back for a refill, it means she still must have some pills left.
So why the animosity towards Patrick Robinson?
Well, it's obvious that you didn't get to know him. His mother abandoned him when he was 10 years old, and from then on he devoted himself to doing as much evil as possible. He began stealing from the few businesses that were still open in Serena, and he started committing animal abuse. He burned Walter Jenkins's dog alive just for the pleasure of it. He beat up all the boys in town. Nobody was free from his rage. And that was before he discovered alcohol. Then it got worse. I think I've told you enough for you to understand when I say he's better off dead. Is that clear to you, Deputy? Sure. Okay, well, we know to get the pills now, so that's good. I'm glad I spoke to him again and just didn't go off half-cocked, running around all the other screens. Should I use the pills with the door, or just knock?
Mrs. Hellman?
Come in. It's open.
Oh, man.
I always leave the door unlocked for Rusty. He knows how to open it.
Look at the bear. In that picture, is Alan's portrait's in front of it now. I'm sorry to bother you. My name is Alan Goldberg. The owner of the store told me that...
Oh?
Yeah, I think that's his name. He told me that you have a jar with oxymeprazole. Would you be so kind as to give me a couple of pills? It's an urgent matter.
I'd be happy to give them to you, right, guys? But I only have a couple left, and I usually take 2 at a time. One for pain in my eyes, and one for pain in my soul.
Right. Don't want to take her last pills. Maybe, look, this is the picture I was talking about. I reckon that's got to be Mary's bear, right? Photo must predate the missing person posters you've been seeing all day by 3 or 4 years. It shows Mary Elizabeth with Teddy, her best friend. At first, Patricia was concerned when she listened to the long conversations between her daughter and Teddy. Still, she would rather her daughter spent more time with her imaginary stuffed friend than with those children who humiliated and belittled her because of her special condition. Hey, Smokey. Smokey waits patiently for Patricia to refill his plate of food. Doesn't like to be petted, and you don't like petting cats either. I like petting cats. What's this picture? Patricia taught her daughter to crochet. Together they reproduced The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. Patricia was proud of Mary Elizabeth. In the absence of glass, dust has been adhering to the fabric for years. What if I show her the dirty bear? It is a noble gesture to return the stuffed animal that belonged to her daughter. But wouldn't you think it would be even nobler if you took all that filth and fetid smell off it? Yeah. I'm guessing that's what I need to do to get the pills. I didn't really look thoroughly around Patrick's place, though, so I'm going to go and do that. And maybe I'll find something I can scrub the bear with. Or soap, or, you know, something else anyway. What's going on in the kitchen? Tommy promised to wash the dirty dishes piled up in the sink, but he always forgets. Patrick doesn't remind him either. That poor kid does enough for him. It'd be a nice gesture to wash Patrick's dishes, but the water tank is empty. Is that a clue that I need to fill the water tank? I don't really want to do it with dirty water. Close the first aid kit. Patrick may not be aware that both inside and outside the trailer there is even more religious paraphernalia than in Serena's church. I don't think it's appropriate to search the drawers in front of their owner, even if he is barely aware of what's going on. An open Bible and several dirty glasses lay on the table. You don't need anything from there. To fill the thing with water and do his dishes? Look, if I do his dishes, maybe there'll be something to scrub it with. Okay. Let's just play this out. I'm going to try and fill that jar with water. It may just have been a red herring. I'm not sure. Okay, no. What about if we fill it with baptismal font water? He's starting to get suspicious, I think. And there's always me stood there. Right. I'm going to try and take a jar of this. It's not the solution, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay. What does he say when he tries to wash the bear? Simply wouldn't be enough to... You need something else to get all that dirt off. So maybe it's soap. I still don't think I've seen soap anywhere. I could be wrong on that. To think. And apart from that washing up, I don't know, but he didn't seem to want to through that stack. What if I go and talk to the drugstore guy again? Or was there anything in Patricia's house? She got any soap? Well, let's have a look around at stuff. Under the lamp you see a jar with the 2 pills. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was just wondering if there might be something on there. A garbage bag. The garbage bag gives off an unbearable smell, but neither the cats nor Patricia seem to mind. Anything useful in there? Among food scraps and newspapers, there is a bottle of detergent. man, I think that was highly missable. But yeah, okay, well I think we know the chain of events now. We're going to go to the church. We're going to annoy the priest again. We're going to wash the bear. We'll give the bear to Patricia. We'll get the medicine. We'll take that to Patrick, and then we'll see what happens. Phew. It's verging slightly on moon logic for me, but we'll get there. That window again! Don't worry, it's not me. Promise. Okay. Alright. Detergent in the font. You'll probably go to hell for this. And then cleany bear. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Wash, wash, wash. Clean teddy bear. Okay. Back to Main Street. Don't worry, Father. I think I've probably annoyed you enough for now. Right. Have a clean teddy bear. I've brought you something.
Teddy, where did you find it?
Under the bridge, trapped between some rocks.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you, Teddy. Do you know where my Mary Elizabeth is? I have a lot to talk about with Teddy. You can take an oxymeprazole pill with you.
Thank you. You put an oxymeprazole pill in the empty jar you were carrying. Okay. Right.
One will be enough for me. The pain in my soul is gone. All that's left is the pain in my eyes, you know. I had to rip them off because I kept seeing her ghost.
Oh, good heavens.
It was a shade with glowing eyes. It wasn't her. I know she's still alive.
I gotta go. Oh, man.
Be careful out there. Serena is damned.
Yikes. Wasn't expecting that. And Patrick looks in just as bad state. We're going to see his portrait soon, I expect. Not quite sure what that's going to look like up close, but probably not pleasant. I got some oxymeprazole. That's what you take for the pain relief, right? You put the pill in Patrick Robinson's mouth and he swallows it with great difficulty. Could have got him some water. You don't know how long it will take for the medicine to take effect. What you do know is that you're too tired to stand around waiting for Patrick Robinson to communicate. The fatigue you've accumulated throughout the day begins to take its toll. You can barely keep your eyes open. You decide to take a well-deserved break. You're not afraid of anything, are you, Alan? That's what you think, but you're fooling yourself. Find that film and you'll find me. At that point, we will see which of us is right. Wake up. Find me. Wake up. Wake up. Hey, buddy. Wake up. Oh, I'm sorry, I dozed off. My name is Alan Goldberg.
You shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done what?
Releasing me from my suffering. I deserve it.
To be honest, I only did it so I could talk to you about something. Although I couldn't leave you in the state you were in either.
I know that God didn't send you here, since your act is not part of the punishment. But you're a good man, Alan Goldberg.
No, I'm not. I try to be, but I don't try very hard.
Well, I've been trying for years, too. What brought you here aside from helping a poor man, Alan Goldberg?
Edward Keller, and you can just call me Alan.
Edward Keller, the devil himself. I don't know what your intentions are, but forget that name. Even after death, his influence still lingers on. You could end up like me, or even worse.
How did you become Keller's assistant?
He was very sick when he came to Serena. He needed someone to help him make his film. Someone that he could control as he pleased. He was very intelligent and manipulative. He could spot people's weaknesses, and I was his ideal candidate. God knows I don't want to exonerate myself from anything, but he did what he wanted with me.
Did you ever finish the film you were shooting?
Unfortunately, yes. He even went so far as to add a soundtrack.
Did you get to see it?
No, no one could see it. I made sure of it.
What punishment do you mean?
I've been a bad person, Alan. From the moment I was born, I dedicated myself to evil. I did terrible things, and now God is making me pay for them. But I accept his punishment with humility. He is wise.
Do you know where I can find that film, Patrick?
Yes, Keller has it.
Hold on. Keller is alive?
What do you want that film for?
A millionaire from LA is willing to pay a huge price for it.
No money in the world could fix what that film is capable of destroying.
We can share the reward, Patrick. Could you...
Cure me? Look at me, Alan. Do you think this is fixable?
I don't know, you could try.
Besides what you can see, I have a disease that's killing me.
What disease?
I don't know. Don't want to know either. It's certainly not something you can cure with oxymeprazole. All I know is that I'm doomed. I don't have much time left in this world, and I'm glad about it. That will mean that my punishment will be fulfilled, and God will finally grant me forgiveness. I'm sorry that your trip was in vain, but I can't tell you where that damn movie is. I'm very sorry.
Why don't you want anyone to see that film? Is it really that bad?
You flash a quick smile that's quickly wiped off your face when you see an expression of disapproval on Patrick Robinson's face.
Is there any other copy of the film?
No, just one. That's how it was supposed to work.
That's how what was supposed to work?
Patrick is not willing to say anything else.
Keller fans have the right to see that film, don't you think?
No, Alan. It's not an ordinary film. All that celluloid has been touched by the devil's hand. We didn't make a movie, Alan. We created an incantation.
Excuse me?
Keller was obsessed with the concept of fear. He knew how to provoke it in his audience, but was incapable of experiencing it himself. He acquired an ancient book called A Treatise on Primordial Fear. That book performed two functions. It provoked an unspeakable fear in those who read it, and at the same time it was a manual on how to emulate that effect. Keller tried to reproduce it in a film with the intention of feeding off people's fear. For this he needed to perform a series of invocations in a place marked by tragedy.
And that place is Serena.
No place in the US has suffered greater punishment than this town. Every generation has suffered violence and misfortune in their own flesh. We've had several natural disasters that have decimated the population. Serial killers, kidnappings. Serena has never experienced a time of peace. Even the settlers that came here 2 centuries ago ended up killing each other. As you can see, Keller found in Serena the perfect place for his invocations. But he went far beyond the teachings of the book. He believed that by causing a great tragedy, the ritual would be more powerful. On Friday nights, most of the population used to gather at the basketball game held in the Clark Morgan High School gym. I told you that Keller was very sick. He had no strength left for anything except holding the camera, so... Oh, God,
Easy there, Patrick.
I have to tell. I closed all the exits and caused an explosion in the boiler room, following Keller's instructions.
I wondered if he was responsible for that.
No one was spared. Teenagers, children, entire families with their bodies in flames, desperately looking for an exit, as Keller filmed everything from the outside with a macabre grin on his face. The smell of burning flesh spread throughout the town. The screams were deafening. Oh Lord, I can still hear them. I hated this town and its people, but I never thought that the explosion would be so huge, and that innocent people would die. Keller said it would only scare them. Once he finished shooting, he told me that he didn't need my services anymore, and left me standing there in front of the flames, racked with guilt. I wanted to end my life, Alan, but I couldn't do it while a monster like Keller walked freely upon this world. The next day, I went to his house. He had already finished editing the film. I jumped on him and squeezed his neck. He didn't seem to care. He was convinced that his soul would be transferred to the film, that he would live in it for all eternity. Once he died, I left with the film can, not knowing what to do with it. The apparitions began that very same night. People who had died in terror materialized in front of people's eyes. Everyone's fears were brought to life.
I've seen it. It's hard for me to admit it, but I've seen it.
The book that Keller brought was harmless if unread, but what he filmed had a life of its own. Since then, Serena has been cursed. More than it was before, and I contributed to that. With Keller dead and the film properly secured, it was my turn. I had to die. I doused myself with gasoline, trying to experience the pain of all those people I had killed. I lit a match and began to burn. But some guys came and extinguished the flames. They wouldn't let me die in peace. I confessed everything to Father Adamson about the film, about the fire, about my suicide attempts. He said I was not prepared to answer before God yet. That's why I can't die. Not until God tells me to.
What did you do with the film, Patrick? Where is it?
It's got to be in Keller's tomb, right? Oh my goodness, I hadn't noticed the signal.
What signal?
You. You are the signal, don't you see? You have come for the movie, but not for the reason you think. God has sent you here to do what I could not. Destroy it. That's it, isn't it? After everything Patrick has told you and knowing what your response is going to be, you can't help but feel dirty. Normally your selfishness is no problem for you, but lying to a poor dying man who has opened his heart to you in search of redemption is too much, even for you.
Yeah, I guess after hearing your story, that must be my mission. Tell me where to find it and I'll burn that damn film. I told you. Keller had it. I snuck into the morgue before he was moved, opened up his stomach and inserted the film into his guts. When I got out of there, I decided to take my own life, believing everything was over. But that was not the case. The film's influence spread through its contact with Keller. He lives eternally in it. It's a mess, Alan. Serena became a haunted town because of me. So the film can be found in Keller's body, in the cemetery.
In one of the corridors of the mausoleum, there are 2 statues guarding the entrance to a crypt. That's where his body is.
I guess it's time to end this curse, don't you think?
Yes, of course. Could you do me a favor before you go?
Of course.
In the left door of that cabinet there is a small jewelry box. Can you bring it to me?
Yes. Here?
Yes, that door. Is it going to be like a cyanide capsule or something?
Here you go.
Thank you.
I must go now, Patrick. I'll drop by when it's all over, okay?
That won't be necessary. I know you will destroy that film. God has put his trust in you, and I trust him. In fact, I won't be around anymore. I've been saving this for a long time, waiting for the right moment. Or is it gun? The time has come for God to forgive me.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to end it all. Put an end to the curse, Alan.
Patrick! Oh shit, no!
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be something like that. Yikes.
Damn it!
Alan. Tommy told me where I could find you. I heard a gunshot. Did you hear it too?
Yes, Patrick Robinson shot himself.
Who the hell is Patrick Robinson?
The guy that lived in the trailer.
So he shot himself?
What the fuck are you saying? Go check the corpse, you'll see that it was suicide.
Easy, Alan. I believe you. But you can't deny that since you've arrived, strange things have been happening. I don't need to be here for strange things to happen, and you know it. All right, let's calm down, shall we? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Watch out, Alan.
Oh, crap.
What the fuck? That daggett son of a bitch was right. It's the witch who ate his dog. Get out of the way, Alan. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I know who she is, Rick. Put the gun down.
What? Are you serious?
Is it one of the missing girls?
Mary Elizabeth?
What? Mary Elizabeth Hellman?
Her picture is all over town still. There was also a portrait of her at her house. Look at her face, Rick. I'm convinced it's her.
Fuck, it's true.
Don't be afraid, Mary Elizabeth. We found you. Your mother is waiting for you.
Mother?
Yeah, she's Patricia, isn't she?
Mother.
She never gave up her hopes of finding you.
Mom? I want Mom.
Yes, sweetheart. We're gonna take you to her.
And at that very moment, your cold heart breaks into 1,000 pieces, and you end up crying in the rain together with Mary Elizabeth Hellman. Damn. She's not dead, is she?
I know that you don't like coming to Serena, Frank, but I appreciate you being here.
Oh, I can see her breathing.
No worries, you know I'll do anything for you.
So what do we have here?
You mean what don't we have here? I was amazed that this poor woman is still alive. I've given her the maximum dose of sedatives her body can take, and still, look at her. Her nerves are shattered. Even sedated, she is unable to relax. Now I'll give you a summary of what I've found. Both her hands have been amputated. A very crude job, probably carried out with a pretty blunt saw. The stumps have been cauterized, hence the burns up to the middle of her arms. For the love of God. The bones in her lower extremities are shattered. They've been crushed. You said she was crawling, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Every foot she crawled would have caused her unbearable pain. Let's move on to the torso. There's hardly a spot where she's not suffered a blow or injury. There are bruises all over and whip marks. The left breast has been amputated.
As the forensic scientist speaks, the impotence you feel makes you clench your fists so tightly that you unconsciously dig your fingernails into your palms until they bleed.
Also, her tongue has been cut out. Maybe the son of a bitch who did all this was tired of the poor girl begging for death. Are you okay, Goldberg? You look pale. You can go outside and get some air if you want, I understand.
No, never mind. Was she... Has she suffered any kind of...
Yes. She has been sexually abused, and on repeated occasions. Look, guys, I don't want to go into any more detail. If you want, you can wait for me to write the full report. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Mary Elizabeth has suffered all kinds of abuse during the... How many years has she been missing, Rick?
10 fucking years.
10 years? Oh, shit. Someone wanted to inflict all that damage on her and at the same time has been very careful to keep her alive.
For what reason?
I have no idea. Psychology is not my field. The FBI will be able to answer that question when they profile the offender. What about the mother, Rick? Have you talked to her?
No, not yet. I'm thinking about what to say, you know? We found your daughter, but in what condition? No, I'm not ready yet. Give me a couple of hours.
You're the boss.
You decide to step back just enough to avoid hearing the details of poor Mary Elizabeth's captivity, as this whole affair is affecting you more than you thought it would. Oh, okay, so it's me in control once more. Quick time check, though, reveals that it's probably a good place to leave that for now. I mean, good news, the girl was found alive, but, yeah, well, it's no doubt what has happened to her is linked to our search for the film. I wonder if Keller was involved somehow, or someone he was, working with, perhaps. I don't know, but we'll hopefully get to the truth of that. But I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode, and hopefully you've enjoyed it, despite some fairly grim stuff happening. But yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be amazing. If you could leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the game so far, the story thus far. Puzzle-wise, I think generally it's pretty good. I think there's been a couple of times where I think the solution's been missable, but at the same time, a bit of looking around between the scenes, and I've been able to, get past those speed bumps without turning to a walkthrough, which is a sign that perhaps it's pretty good. But yeah, and if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, it would be amazing if you could do that as well. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.